Against the Jets defense that needs to be ready for it. Set for the call of this Week 15 matchup, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thank you. We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Rivers now to throw on first down. Left side caught by Matthews. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Now a second down throw for Rivers. It's caught by Clive Walford. A big hit. Knocked down sideways. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. Give him 30 yards there.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. See equivalent.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. John Brown, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know, they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
And the numbers on the ground for Matt Forte last week. 10 carries, 98 yards, too shy of 100.
And they love what they've got in him. He's the number 4 rusher in the league right now.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Nick Fairley. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
And incomplete. A disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down. So possession 1 ended in 6. Possession 2 likely going to end in a punt.
And that's okay. They just got to get back to what they worked on in the opening drive and continue to make a few adjustments along the way. It won't be exact because the defense will make a few adjustments themselves. Just get back to your game plan.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Saints will take over with a first down. First update now from Cleveland, and it's the Browns out to the early advantage. Isaiah Crowell, a first-quarter touchdown there. We remind you that coming up later tonight, this is going to be a good one. The Cowboys and the Raiders going at it in the East Bay.
Oh, that's old school right there.
John Brown, he's at the 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. John Brown with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Jets get the quick strike touchdown. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
To throw on second down. Rivers. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Larry Ridley will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. First down, Rivers. And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
Rivers, and that is incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown, and it'll bring up third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchdown. They've gone to the second quarter in Buffalo. The Dolphins, they're out to an early lead over the Bills. Ryan Tannehill leading the charge offensively. Now Rivers. Got an open man, it's a noon one. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet first down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Rivers on first down. And his throw here is incomplete. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, and now it's second down. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Busting free at the 10, and that is caught. What a grab at the 8, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely... Nobody in front. Rashard Matthews. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Rashard Matthews with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead.
Brandon, is there any way you and I can join this quarterback in the zone he's in? He's absolutely feeling it. Touchdown after touchdown, throwing the ball.
Elsewhere, second half is underway up in Orchard Park. It's now a 2-touchdown lead there for the Dolphins. Ryan Tannehill, 3 touchdown passes thus far. To throw is Rivers. Anunwa's got it, complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Just 1 yard to go here on second down. Off the play fake here, Rivers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Matthews, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They go play action here on first down. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Quincy Enunwa with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And to give this time to the tailback. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be... And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Craig Robertson. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out, you see, and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted. On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here. And this looks to probably be the final play. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Jets, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they will head home next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Saints, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll